Okay, so what we're doing is a kind of a fun lab today. And it's very, very simple. And it involves water and a balloon and some paper clips. See if I may be a little short on paper clips here.
Oh, I know what we're doing.
Well, I could, but I'll see if I got some first. I think I might have some in a drawer. I can always go next door or something and borrow something from another teacher. Hey, paper clips. There we go. I think we got enough. All right. So you need paper clips for two different things. So you're going to need two paper clips, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to blow up a balloon. But you don't have to blow them up like we did before. This is a really tiny balloon because when you blow it up, it's still got to be small enough to fit in the top of your Coke bottle. Okay? So all we want is just a little bit blown up, not a lot. All right? Like that right there. Okay? Just tiny little thing. All right? So we'll tie mine off now. So it's a little old bitty tiny balloon. Okay, you want it, as long as you can kind of squeeze it down in there, you're okay. All right. Now you don't have to, but you can do things like draw faces on it. Let's see. I can do it in the light so you can see what's going on here. I can put. Say what? No, we're not going to talk about anybody bad on camera when they're not here. Okay, we'll make I made a mean face. Okay. All right. Now you don't have to do that, but if you don't want to, it's okay. All right. Now, what we want to do is to get this balloon so it just barely floats in the water. And you can see it's really floating on the water. So I need to put some weight on it. Okay. Now, before I do that, let's see here. Where is my pair? Most of the lab drawers should have a pair of pliers in them. And what you want to do is to create a hook on one end. Something like that. Okay. And then the rest of this can be used for attaching this hook to the bottom of the balloon and then putting weights on there so that it barely floats. Okay. There are lots of ways to do this. There's no one way to do it. All right. But the idea is you have to put some weight on it. So you have on the middle lab table back there lots of stuff, and this is the stuff I've got it over here right now, but I'm going to put it in the middle of the lab table. I've got nuts. I've got some fishing weights, I think, somewhere. Yeah, I know. That's not a problem. That's from Mr. It's not showing up on the video, so anybody who's hearing that, don't worry about it. Okay. So I've got some fishing weights in there. And of course, I don't know if you've ever do any fishing or not, but you attach fishing weights by squeezing this lead down around whatever, okay? So all those things are available to you. I'm going to start, in my case, and you don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to make kind of a hook like this, a little short hook on one end, and do it like that. And I'm going to be able to, that way I'll be able to put my weight right in here. And I'm going to attach this to the bottom of the balloon. And if you're watching this and you're having to, when you start doing this thing and you say, Mr. Tedder, I don't know how to do this. Well, you didn't pay much attention, okay? You got to be able to do this stuff for yourself. So you see what I did? I just kind of hooked it in there, sort of, kind of. All right? And then I want to be able to put weights on it so it barely floats. So I'm going to try first one of my little nuts here and see what that does for me. I'm going to put that on there and squeeze it around so that it can't come off. So I got it kind of like that. See what I've done? All right, so let's see what it does. Oh, that's still floating way too high. All right, let's put maybe a couple more weights on there, a couple more of these nuts on there. And you understand that these nuts are, we're not talking about Gabriel here, right? Sometimes you feel like a nut. Well, you think? I've got some thin nuts and some thick nuts, and I'm gonna put a thick nut on here now.
Did you just call me a nut?
I just called you a nut. Aren't you a nut?
I guess so.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're getting really, really close. That's almost where I want it. It's still floating a little bit too high. Okay? That's floating too high. All right, let's try to take, I'm going to take the thin nut off and replace it with a thick nut. So, trade it out here for a couple of thick nuts.
Can we tell us the title of this fun lab?
You can call it anything you want to, as long as I know what it is.
Fun lab.
Okay. Hey, that's the kind of thing we want right there. See how it's just barely floating?
No.
You don't see that? Can't really tell, really? See how it's barely? You see how it's barely? You can make it sink a little bit further if you want to. I mean, that's pretty close to what I want. I'm going to leave mine like that. You can make yours sink a little bit deeper if you want. All right. Now, what I want to do is to make sure that whatever weights I have on there don't interfere with my hook. Okay. I want the hook kind of free here to be able to do, pick stuff up with it. Okay. So it won't get in the way. Nope. Turn around so you can see it. All right. Now then, I'm done with that. I'm going to put this down in my Coke bottle. And I got a neat little trick. If you squeeze it so the air goes out a little bit, you kind of get it pulled back up in there. See there? That pop down in there. Is that neat? No? You see what I did? All right. And then you want to fill it to the tippy top. Tippy top. All right. And we'll seal it up. Now here's what it's supposed to do. I'm going to dip. Whoop! I don't have. I had it kind of pressed in. I'm going to put a little more water in here. What I want to do here is to. I'm going to show you how I use my mind power. Okay, this is a demonstration of mind power. Okay, so let's see. I'll lower the computer screen so maybe you guys can see. Can everybody see it? We are. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how I've got telekinetic powers. You know what telekinetic powers are? Yeah. Okay. So watch carefully. I'm going to concentrate really, really hard, and I'm going to make this balloon sink. All right, you ready?
In other words, he squeezed it.
Yeah, I squeeze it. Okay. But if you do that for a little brother or sister, even mom and dad, they might actually believe you at first. All right. So that's exactly what I did. I squeezed it. Okay. Now, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to make a treasure. That's nothing really special. We're just going to make something that we can pick up off the bottom. Okay. So I've got another paper clip here. Let's see here. I'm going to kind of straighten it out. That's why you have a pair of pliers. So I've got it kind of flattened out like this. I'm going to bend it over this way. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one, I'm going to bend this one back, around back to the other little point there, like that. And I want a little bit of a hook on this other end, this last end over here, because if I don't, that's the one that's going to be a pain for us. All right. So you got, remember those tetrahedrals we made when we were figuring out the shape of molecules? Okay. Well, this is kind of in the shape of a tetrahedron. All right. All right. So when you got something like this, see the shape of it? Everybody see the shape? What we're doing? All right. When you do it like that, if I drop it in the bottom, no matter how it falls, one of these little corners is going to be sticking up. And that's kind of what we're looking for. We want one of the corners to always be sticking up for us. All right, so let me get it around. Try to put it in here, and get it to fall to the bottom. I spilled a little water. That's okay. You might get a little wet today. Sorry. Okay, so is it on the bottom? I don't see it. It's down there somewhere, isn't it? Yep, there it is down at the bottom, somewhere down there in the bottom. You might be able to see it on the camera, but it's down at the bottom. So what this does is it allows you to play a little game. You go down, you squeeze it down, and you try to lift your treasure off the bottom. Okay? This is called a Cartesian diver. A Cartesian diver, or one version of a Cartesian diver. Like a Cartesian plane, and yes.
Spell it again. C-A-R. All right.
I think it's T-E-S-I-N.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right, and that's all there is to it. Really simple. But here's what you do. You take it home. And then in your lab notebook tonight, you're going to write the procedures you used to make this. And then you're going to describe what gas laws are involved in making this work.